Hello guys, this is Madadun. So today video will be about Warhammer Online and more specifically about professions. And I got few requests to explain how this works and what we got in game at the moment. So in game we have two kinds of professions. It's gathering professions and crafting professions. So essentially, gathering professions, it's supplementary professions, which allows you to gather materials for crafting professions. We have two crafting professions, one of which is apothecary and talisman making. And gathering professions, we have four of which. It's butchering, salvaging, scavenging, and cultivation. So and two of these types of professions corresponds to each crafting professions. So, for example, apothecary professions supplementary for it will be butchering and cultivation, and for talisman making it's salvaging and scavenging. Uh, so this is basics which you should learn, and I think many of players see these questions every day. How I can respect my professions, how I can unlearn my trade skill. So if you learned a trade skill, you want to unlearn it for some reason, you can unlearn it by command in chat. So in white chat, simple chat, you should go uh, /s and write it in it dot respec gathering to unlearn trade skill for gathering and dot respect crafting, so to unlearn crafting skill. And after this you can learn new skill, no problem. So now guys, I would like to give you examples of professions, how they work and etc. So as I said, at this chapter I have apothecary and cultivation. Let's open this. So, as I said, cultivation it's supplementary professions for apothecary. In this case, I can gather ingredients for apothecary and then later make potions. Let me show you. And one thing to notice: every skill point for different professions give you first of all crafting bugs and increase these things, some perks for crafting. So in case of cultivation, you get every 50 50 skill you get another plot on which you can raise your crops, and after 100 skill for each professions you get additional bug slot. So I got 400 on both with both my professions. I get a bonus for pouches, so that's nice to keep my ingredients. So let's talk about cultivation. So cultivation allows me to grow different kinds of ingredients. So now I can raise my seed. I should add nutrients to the plot because in this case there is a better chance for my seed to grow in plant, not to die, and get something better from this. So I'm adding my nutrients, and this is as well reducing time to plant to grow. So that's also important because at later stages, higher seeds is larger. It take larger time to grow, and I can use my ingredients to get potions. So at this stage, I should use appearance well. Now I need to get my main ingredient for potion. I can use this one, which I got from raising my seed. And these other ingredients, which I also got from cultivation. So let's use ingredient which extend potions. ingredient which increases number of potions, and let's use a stabilizer just to make sure our potion won't fail. So there it is. As you can see, my potion is stable. Now let's brew it. And I got 5 potions for level 20, which increases corporal resistance by 126 for 16 minutes. That's great. For reduce damage from pesky bright wizards on this Tezera. And as you can see, my seed is fully grown. Let's harvest it. And I got, now you can see, I got 2 brittle bread wheat, which now I can use in my apothecary. And let's talk about second supplementary for this. It's butchering. So at this character I have my profession is butchering. And butchering allows me to get ingredients for apothecary from killing animals. Let me kill this poor creature. Now, I can loot it first. As you can see, there is a gold shining on their body. I loot it, and now there is a flies hovering over the body, and some kind of butcher knife icon appeared. I can butcher it, and I got some kind of eyeball. So this eyeball can be used in potions in apothecary. So in this case, this ingredient will allow me to create restoration concoction. So restoration, I believe, with action points uh, potions. So let me show you now second pair of professions. In this case, it's scavenging and talisman making. Let me kill this character. So now, same thing, there is a gold shining. I'm looting his corpse, and now I can scavenge it. But you should understand the difference. Butchering allows you to butcher creatures, animals, etc. And scavenging allows you to scavenge items from humanoids. So as you can see, I killed human, and now there is some kind of monster, but it's essentially same thing. It's humanoid, and it's as I said, this term it can have pockets. Yes. So essentially, we can something salvage, scavenge something from this. And I got shard, which allows me to create strength gemstone. And how this works? So let's open talisman making. I have a container. Then I'm adding a fragment, which determines the kind of talisman it will be. So there is a different kinds of fragments, which, for example, is base fragment for strength, or intelligence, or toughness. Let's create a strength one. Now at this point there is a 3 containers in which I can put my additional ingredients to increase the power of this talisman. Let's use a gold dust, a curio, and silent essence. So as you can see, the strength of this talisman is increased, potentially increased. Let's create it. So I created second one, weak talisman of contender. So as you can see, I used my ingredients to create one of talismans, but this talisman is not impressive at all. Let's use something better. For example, do I have blue ones in here? No, I don't have. But I can increase the power of talisman by changing types of essences or gold essences which I use in talisman. Let me show you. There is a curio and gold dust. Let's use 75. So we created another gemstone, another talisman, which now have 10 strength. So you should be understanding when you're creating gemstone. It's not only based on the strength of fragment. This additional ingredients also have very big influence on the overall result which you get. And let me show you second supplementary profession. So now I will show you second supplementary profession for talisman making, and it's salvaging, magical salvaging. I can disassemble items into pieces, which then I can use in talisman making. So, for example, I have this one chest for a chopper. And I can disable it into types of stats, which is bound to this item. So as you can see, there is a strength, toughness, wounds, and elemental resistance. And as well, I can disable it for these types of shards. Let's use a strength one. It's failed. Critical failure. So I didn't get any. Okay, I got, but it's not so great as you can see. In this case, you should be considering if you want to just level up your profession or you need to get gemstone. So I'm gathering my gemstones. So for example, I'm keeping my blue items for later just to make sure I will get from desampling I will get this shard. And now let's discuss a little bit. Do you need to get professions or not, and which profession suits you best? So, first of all, ask yourself: are you willing to pay for gemstones? I mean, talismans, potions on the action house. Let's see how much worth items on the actions house now. Let's see, crafting, for example. Uh, how much worth epic gemstones for strength? As you can see, they are pretty expensive. So there is a 20 strength, 21 strength, and etc. And they start for 15 strength. It's 30 gold, and they start from 30 and all the way up to 125. And you should be taking account that while you leveling up your professions, you will be spending gold, not earning, and this is also coming to the fact that you have to get stuff, so get ingredients for making these talismans, and to make good talisman, for example, you have to get good essences, good gold essences, good curio, get blue or epic shard. So there is a lot of things that you should be gathering to make only one gemstone, to make one talisman. This is pretty hard for a new player because when you are only started playing, uh, this is 100 gold. This is pretty big number for a new player, believe me. But if you have a few characters, for example, you can get crafting profession and start leveling it up. but I would like to recommend you get gathering professions, because you can level up gathering professions and not spend any gold to level up these professions. So it's I mean, not all professions, but only butchering, scavenging, and salvaging. Because when you're using cultivation, you have to spend gold for nutritions. But if you're using butchering, you can kill creatures, get items from them, get ingredients from them, same as for scavenging, kill humanoids, get items, get ingredients, and for salvaging, when you're killing creatures, you get items, you disable it. That's about it. So I think for the first chapter you should take only gathering professions. When you start making gold, from killing quest, from selling items on the action house, you can start deciding to getting crafting professions. About apothecary, so for me, apothecary uh, it's pretty worthless professions, let's be honest, because you can buy potions on the action house, and before releasing tier 3 you could create stacks of potions, and it would be pretty cheap. But now, after releasing tier 3, you can't use same ingredients to get 5 stacks of strength potions. So there is a nuances which reducing overall value of this profession. But also, if you have a lot of gold, if you have free time, you can level up it as well. So my point is, for the first chapter, get only crafting professions. Later on, you can, only collecting professions. Later on, you can go for crafting as well. Uh, and let's talk a little bit about add-ons which I use in terms of professions. So I'm using Miracle Grow Remix. It allows me to not to use this awful huge table which I have to go into plot, put crops, then go out to next one and stay there and over and over. So Miracle Grow Remix allows you to put seed in here. So as you can see, there is a list of your seeds which you can put in. Let's put 100. Let's put 200 seed. Now add nutritions, and this is true for all 4 plots. Now I can put all in here. And after it's done, I will be able to get my seeds ready and repeat this process. Let's wait a little bit. So now our seeds are almost ready, and I'm able to harvest them from this window. And unfortunately, I don't have enough seeds. I can only gather it. Now, when we got all the seeds in here, let's put, and as you can see, there is a tooltip which allows me to repeat this process. Now I'm clicking this one, and it's repeated previous process. So same seed and same nutritions as well. Next one which I'm use, it's motion. Motion allows me to create potions from specific recipe based on my inventory. So I have a recipe which called strength level 30 60 minutes, and it's puts my ingredients all in a line, and I can create my potion. So I can write number of potions which I want to get and start the process. So let's start making potions. Let's make 3 potion. And this created 3 potions, as you can see. So there is processes on you can see in the chat, and I got these potions. And one of them even created, so that's great. This is one of the one of which I'm using, and third one which I'm using, it's potion bar. This allows me to use potions and not putting them in my hotbars, and it's this bars refreshes based on my inventory. So let's say, for example, if I'm going to if I'll drop these potions, they will disappear. Oh, they're not shown there. Okay, which I should drop? Let's drop corporal resistance potions. So they disappeared, and they will appear in here if I will create them. So this is nice. And also I'm using talisman genie on my sorcerer. Let me show you. So for talisman making, I'm using talisman genie add-on, which allows me to see which talisman I will get if I'm using some specific ingredients. So let's say I'm using fragment from level 100 fragment. Let's say, for example, uh, there is exception for containers, which we don't have at the moment. Type stats. Let's see, it will be stats. Gold dust level 200, for example. Essence level 200 and curio level 200. And let's see which we could get. Oh, I should change rank. Sorry. It will be pretty high. Okay, let's make from level 2. Okay. So as you can see, there is informations which we can use before making talisman. To make level, so there is a chance which we can, there is indicator which we can get for talisman, which we can get using these types of ingredients. So basic, it's plus 10, plus 13, plus 18, plus 22. And there is a types of fragments which we can use as well. There is a 125, 150, 175. Considering that we're using gold dust and essence in curio max level, and container from level 1 to level 175. And if we will change the range of let's say essence, it will change as well. So this is helpful to see which gem we can get. And I think that's it, guys. That's it all about professions. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. I will gladly answer. And yeah, bye bye, guys. Have a nice day.